Hello, can you hear me? Well, looks like I'm going to give this a shot. Not sure how well this is going to end up, but on the plus side, if it doesn't end up well, I can always put it on YouTube. So, you know what? Let's get going. Hi. How are you today? Looks rather nice outside, you know. Smells of death and decay and fire, but that's what you get for living down under. See this? This is a pinball machine. It's a good one too, I think. How about you just watch me lose at it? I think that'll go really well. I think so. Yeah, let's give it a shot. Alrighty. I'm doing well. Wow. At least the machine gave me a chance. Hey, how are you going there? That's good to hear. Let's see. What can we do here? Alright, let's continue. Alright. Let's see if I can actually do something. God damn it. Alright. Wow, it's giving me pity. Okay, you know what? Because I wasn't drinking this. That's the good stuff. Right, let's do it. Alright. So. Alright. Well, that's looking better now. So, if you don't know, I don't know. Pinball is a bit unpredictable, as you can probably tell. So, people who can actually play it. Oh god, wow, that was interesting. People who can actually play it well, have a few techniques they use to keep the ball in control and not down where it ended up. Obviously, the first thing they do is tilting, which is a bit risky because, well, obviously, if you shake the machine too much, it will just end your ball, thus screwing up your chances at a decent life. But another one that not a lot of people know about is flipper techniques or flipper skills. One such flipper skill, you might see me do it or fail at it, but if you can hit the flipper at just the right time, and there it goes again. Jeez. If you can hit the flipper at just the right time as the ball goes towards it, you can stop the ball dead in its tracks. And what that allows you to do is pretty much save the ball from going wildly out of control. It is a bit hard to do, and it does require you to, well, know how to play. But, if you can master it, then you will go far. I'll see if I can do it at one point, but if not, well, not all hope's lost. You also might see me do that a few times, where I'll hit one flipper and then quickly hit with another, while also tilting the machine. And what I'm doing there pretty much is I am just giving the ball enough leverage to get over to the other flipper where I can safely hit it away. Let's see if I can do it again, and no, I can't. Oh. Some of the easier ones, there's a failed one. Some of the easier techniques include the dead flip, which is pretty much just when the ball hits the flipper and then just bounces over to the other one. The more professional you get, or the higher the skill level you are, the more you tend to do successfully complete this. I don't know. But anyway, on this machine, there are a couple things to go for. So this machine came out in '92. It's a fairly simple machine compared to some more modern ones. But it actually came out before, well actually after the Atom Fan, directly after. Which is why not a lot of people cared about this machine. A death save. Which one's a death? I don't remember. Oh, actually, you know what? I do know what a death save is. I think I saw a video on it when I was down at PAX. Yeah, I can't. I'm not skilled enough to do that. Sorry, buddy. But I might actually be skilled enough to have a decent game, so we'll see how we go. Oh. The plastic stopped it. No. One thing I do have to get better at is I have to get better at tilting. Because I'm not really the guy who shakes the machine around. I mean, you'll see me hit it to get to bump the ball a bit. Come on, no. Jeez. But I don't really violently shake the machine around. I just hit it a lot. I probably should learn to get better at that. There we are. When in dud. Okay, yeah. I should do that more actually. I used to do it a lot. I used to do that a lot when I was learning how to some of the skills and stuff. I should do it more. But yeah, so come on. No. Damn. Oh well. You don't make mistakes, you don't learn. Let's get to it. Right, so another few things about the game as to what I'm going for. When I shoot up the center into the broadside, it activates one of the modes that is listed. So right now, if I shoot the ramps or drain, because that always happens. If I shoot the ramps, I'll get millions. And on this machine, if you are a really good player, you can just farm that to the point where you just get millions. Another one is, should be on here, is Oh, it's not. Okay, so it might only be what is it? A cannon reward. It's actually the first one. It's always the first reward is broadside or double broadside, where every time you shoot the broadside scoop or vertical up kicker, it will double whatever score is on the display. And that is another thing where if you are really good at this, you will be able to get a lot of points, and I have done that before. Although shooting up the center is a fairly dangerous shot because it lets you get out of control very quickly. And even with the cannon, and there it is, double broadside, even with the cannon, if you get a direct hit, which I did there, it still can brick out of the shot and ruin you. So you've got to be, careful with that. Another thing, and the main goal of the game, is to sink enemy ships. And you can do that by lighting sink ship down the bottom, and then shooting the Davy Jones locker ramp when it's down, or when it's up, I should say. And by doing that, and then when the cannon's active shooting to send us the broadside, you then sink your ship, which can have a bunch of rewards. But probably the most exploited feature on this machine, which I don't know if I'll be able to do it, but I used to be able to do it every time, is the whirlpool ramp. And this is one thing that a lot of people talk about with this game, of why they don't like it, is that ramp, which I failed to shoot, will give you an extra ball if you can shoot it consecutively. And when you're really good at it, you can just keep getting extra balls pretty much every round, making your game pretty much last forever, or as long as you can keep it up. Or as long as, like until you hit the limit that the operator has set on the machine to stop giving you free balls. Or extra balls, I should say. So, yep. Right now, my goal is I'm just trying to light the cannons, pretty much. And I tend to just shoot whatever, like to go for anything. I tend to just, as long as I keep the ball alive, I think I'm doing well. But when it comes to pinball, I mean, at the end of the day, it only takes one ball to either just, like, beat your opponent if you're in competitive, or lose everything. Another thing about this game is it has 3 different video modes. There's walk the plank, which is unfortunate that I got that. Then there is also nitro. It is, no, it's impossible to win that unless you just absolutely destroy your flipper buttons. But there's also knife throw, and then there is, what's the other one? And there it goes. And, by the way, that's there is pretty much a dead flip. Walk the plank, there is knife throw, and then there is swing from the riggings. And they give some good rewards. They can range from points to extra balls. Occasionally you can get a special from it. I've had a few times. Oh, and that's a failed dead flip. Okay. Oh well. Going pretty well so far. Alright, am I gonna do it? Nah. yeah, there are some other things in the game. There's obviously the jackpot, which you don't really get from multiple. Multiple has something else, but you can get the jackpot in a variety of ways. You can either get it from a mystery, from winning one of the video modes. There's a bunch of different ways. I'm pretty sure you can also get it by sinking ships if you sink enough of them. And then, when it's lit, if you shoot the ramp, it will give you what value it's displayed on the DMZ. And it can be rather big values, or it can be fairly alright. Usually they're at least, I think it's a mil? Yeah, it's usually at least a mil. And let's see if I can do this. So, in multi-ball, and of course multiple don't blast on this machine, you start off with 2 balls. Then, if you can manage to lock both of them back into the lagoon, from which they came, you can then, lock like start 3 ball multiple, and then, well, it's probably increased values. I don't know, because this game is the multiple in this game is very hard, in my opinion, to stay on, because it usually just drains immediately, which just shows that I probably should get better at it. Now, as you can see, Sink Ship was lit, and hit the cabinet instead of a button there. Sink Ship's lit. If I can hit that shot with the cannon, then I can sink the ship. And that was a hit there, and it just came straight out. Which is the only downside with this. I gotta stop doing that, but yeah, I'm not hitting that shot very well. I hit it before, but I just can't do it now. That usually happens in pinball. Right. Oh, come on. I think that was my fault, and there we go. Alright. Yeah, in this game, the loops in the game are actually pretty good. So I mean, you've got you can get a 2 and 3 combo shot like loop in this game. So I'm pretty sure if you can hit from this flipper over and around, that starts the first one. Oh, actually, what is it? I think it's the ramp. Then you hit it around there, and then you hit it up towards the pop bumpers, and that gives you your first. Well, that gives you a free shot combo, or something like that, around that. Got the name of it, it's been a while since I pulled it off. Then what you'd probably be seeing me do is the more common 2 shot, which is where you just shoot it around and then manage to hit it up towards the pop bumpers. But yeah, I mean, for a fairly simple game, because this doesn't have like, board, like compared to Roadshow or even Twilight Zone or Addams Family, it doesn't have a lot of modes in it, apart from the ones straight up the middle on the video modes. And I mean, apart from like that, I mean the gameplay itself is fairly good. It's just a shame that it didn't come out before Addams Family. Twilight, what is it? Party Zone's a very similar one. And another thing about this game is it actually has a bigger back box than usual. So obviously the standard one only has the head, like the backlight or translight in this matter, in this situation. Oh, that's an Easter egg. Yeah, so something about Williams games, as you just saw there. They have a thing about cows, Bally and Williams. And I may refer to this machine as a Williams, even though it's a Bally. They're actually owned by the same company, if someone didn't know that. So, pretty much they're all Williams games. Even though this is a Bally machine, it is still owned by Williams. So that's why I refer to it like that. But in this machine, occasionally you'll see that happen. Oh, here's the other one. And there's an extra ball. So occasionally on this machine you'll see that happen when you shoot that shot. Otherwise, occasionally when you shoot the pop bumpers, instead of them fencing, you'll be cows. Because, of course. But I mean, what can I say? You can see me just shooting shots here, loose. For a beginner though, a machine like this is actually probably better to learn skills on than a machine like Roadshow. Because, or like Twilight Zone even, or like the how do I say it? Pretty much, I don't know. A simple machine like this is more than enough to learn how to play pinball. Even, to be honest, even a 70s or 80s machine where it's got no modes, it's pretty much just shoot the floor, they're perfectly alright to learn on. And if anything, they're actually probably better because they don't baby you with two tilt warnings and jackpots as far as the eye can see. I mean, I've got a Harlem Globetrotter sitting over there, and that machine, you can, if you miss your flipper shot, it goes in between them and drains. So, I mean, compared to that, this one's easy. But I also say that it isn't easy because, for some reason, and I don't know if it's any other Black Rose, because it's the only one I've ever played, the outlanes on this machine are absolutely evil. Like, they're some of the worst outlanes I've ever played, period, in a machine. Yeah, that machine's pretty damn hard. Another one, yeah, actually, that's the point. Another machine very similar to this one is Doctor Who, which, I don't think it gets, like, to be honest, this machine and Doctor Who, they're not that different. They're fairly simple machines. The difference, obviously, is that that's Doctor Who, and I mean, if you can find one with the Dalek popper that actually moves, well, that's pretty cool. I had one for a while in here from where I was working, and it's a fun machine. The whole time expander, when it works, is great. But I mean, yeah, it's not that much more advanced than this one. It came out the same year, 92. Yeah, and they're both Bally's actually, I think. But I mean, to be honest with you, the best machine in terms of a learner, if you're going for a Williams, would probably be Adam's Family, just because of how familiar it is to everyone. And it's pretty advanced as well. It's a fun machine to play. It's a machine that you can continuously play and you won't get sick of, unless you have 50 machines and they're all Medieval Madness, which is also another good learner machine, but it also costs as much as the car, so I'm not sure about that. And same with, that's another problem with, what's it called, with Adam's Family. It also costs as much as the car, especially the gold one. To be honest with you, not really going to be able to switch machines quickly. I mean, I probably could, but I don't know if I'll do it today. Maybe if I stream tomorrow or something, I'll switch over to Globetrotters. I also have a Roadshow, which is what my computer and the webcam there is sitting on. However, Roadshow's not operating at the moment. No, Adam's Family, if you're good at it, you can destroy the mansion within about 5 minutes. And actually, something a lot of people say about pinball, which is not really warranted anymore, is that it's kind of pointless because you're not really shooting towards something. But then when you play a game like Adam's Family, you then very quickly realise that they actually, some of them do have a point. Maybe this one doesn't, if you were to say, but even this one I can, like, there's something to do in it. And something that I've always been interested in with pinball, but you don't see a lot. There was like a year where some people tried it, it didn't really take off, I don't think. But it was pinball speedrun. Because they did that, and I think it was Good Old Games in America. They did it in 1 year, and someone managed to beat the mansion in about a minute and a half or something ridiculous like that. Just because you can stack modes in the game, they just shoot one. They what is it? They shoot the scoop for the for Fester, like Fester scoop or whatever it's called in the game. Then they shoot the ramp. It goes on a rollover that's on here on the machine, which relights the scoop, and then they just do that till they get to the mansion, which is insane. And I mean, technically, if I wanted to do it on this one, I could get all these. But I mean, if I were to do something like that, I would get Roadshow and try and see how long it would take me to get to Super Payday or something like that. But I don't know. And actually, I just noticed it looks like I've got a couple of bulbs out under the playfield. I'm gonna have to have a look at. That's a shame. Oh well. I'll give it maybe 2 more games and then I'll pack up for tonight. And then if I come back on tomorrow, I'll set it up on Globetrotters. I don't know, it's been a good first stream. Get to play some pinball and learn it and practice the techniques. Let's see if I can get that extra ball actually. One thing I've done to this machine though, which I don't know if you've seen on any other Black Roses, is I put the original black flippers back on it, which if you look at the promotional art or promotional posters, you can see that the machine in it has black flippers. But when I did that, I also lowered the angle at which they were positioned at. So now it's a lot quicker, it's a lot faster of a machine. And now every time I shoot that ramp, the ball just launches off because the ball's going too quick. Which I mean is a bit of a problem. But it just adds more fun to a game that can be a bit easier at times. But then again, I haven't been doing amazing at it right now, so what can I say? Bear chair, yeah, that's pretty much it. I didn't see that before, but yeah, that was pretty much what I was saying. Oh. That's why that ramp's also dangerous. You don't shoot it carefully. Wouldn't get that on Globetrotters. But I also wouldn't get music on Globetrotters. Continuous music, I would say. By the way, one thing that I will say that not a lot of people talk about, it's a shame, is how good the music is in some of these pinball machines, especially Black Rose. Like, some of the music in this game is spectacular, considering it's a pinball machine from the 90s. And unfortunately, it's something that a lot of the modern machines, they can't replicate because, especially Stearns, unfortunately, is because they're all licensed things, they can't really come up with an original soundtrack like that. I mean, the Data East used to be able to do it because they had to, with the limitations they had with their sound chip, they had to come up with new soundtracks, or at least remixes of it. But I mean, yeah, it's a shame. I'm trying to think of another one that had some good soundtrack. I don't know, there's a few. A lot of the Williams machines have some good soundtracks. I don't know. Yeah, Yeah, now that I think about it, Twilight Zone also had a fairly good soundtrack. Where I mean, it's Twilight Zone. What kind of music do you get from that? But Pat Lawler or whoever did the sound on it, they did a good job with it. And there it goes. See, I can shoot it there, but when I get to sink ship, I can't. And that just shows how good pinball is sometimes. Right, here's another technique. The easiest technique to learn. If it works. It kind of works. I forgot the name of it, but pretty much it just... I'm thinking cradle separation, but no, that's when you're in multiple and you have to get to the two balls off one flip up. Like, separate them. Yeah, high speed, the getaway. High speed 2, the getaway. Yeah, that machine has some bloody amazing, has an amazing soundtrack. That also came out in '92, actually. So you've got Doctor Who, Addams Family, this machine, Black Rose, the getaway, and all these machines came out in the same year and just absolutely decimated this. Because I mean, how can you compare this with the Addams Family, Doctor Who, which is a very similar machine, but it's Doctor Who, and and the Getaway with its amazing soundtrack, its gameplay, it's fast, and, I mean, it's unparalleled almost. Only a few other machines, like I think it's Black Knight 2000, can really match the speed of that machine. Yeah, nah. Yeah, the Getaways, it's a great machine. I'll play one more game. Why not? We'll see if I can beat my score on it, but I don't think I will. Right. Yeah, so, what other ones? I've never played it in real life, but I played it a bit on the Pinball Arcade. Judge Dredd's pretty, like a fairly nice, decent machine. But it is a wide body, so like Twilight Zone and Roadshow, so it does play a bit. Oh my god, okay. I want to play like this, sure. Only takes one ball to beat the score. That's what I say. Oh, come on, no. Okay, it's not happening this game. Let's do a reset. And then of course, like for every good machine, yeah, Judge Dredd is. I've never played it, but I've seen a real one. Like I've seen one before. It is like it's a pretty big machine. I don't know. So I'm just trying to think of the wide bodies. There's the first one was Twilight Zone, I think. Oh, Indiana Jones as well. I can't forget that one. Indiana Jones Pinball Adventure, there's Twilight Zone, there's Roadshow, there's Judge Dredd, there's Popeye Saves the Earth, which is actually not as bad as the machine as people say it is. It's actually, if you can find one that works, it's actually a fairly fast machine. And, what's the other one? I think, what's it called? Dirty Harry is also one, which, it's an alright machine. I played it once. Well, actually, I've played it a few times, but it's alright. It's nothing spectacular. And I think, is No Fear a wide? No, I don't think No Fear is a wide body. But, yeah, they're good machines. obviously the wider the machine is, the more area there is in the machine to to work with. So in Roadshow, obviously the whole second shooter shooter lane on the side, which takes up most of the extra room. But then you get machines like Judge Dredd, where they use well, no, not even Twilight Zone uses all of it, because Twilight Zone also has a second shooter lane here for the auto shooter. So, and I'm having a really bad game here. I might just forget this game over and start another one, but man, I want to have a decent game before I sign off. So. Come on. Oh yeah, that's how you do it. Oh, Star Trek! How did I forget that machine? Alright, yeah, so I can't believe I forgot the Next Generation, which is like the second most popular one, or like second most popular wide body behind, well actually, yeah, I'd probably consider it more popular than Indiana Jones. I mean, that's an interesting machine, and that one does pretty much use all the room. I've never played a real one, but I've actually, have I? I have actually. I played a real one once. It's a good machine, but it's massive. Oh, there we go. Indiana Jones doesn't use a lot of it because it's got the temple on the side. Popeye uses a lot of it. Yeah, Popeye uses a lot of the play field, and it's also got a second play field on the top. Yeah, that was a bad game. I'm gonna give it one more shot. That was terrible. I'll see if I can actually have a decent game. But yeah. Oh, come on. Give me mercy. Oh, thank you. Maybe the machine will be nicer to me now. Alright. What do I want to do to get... Oh, you know what? I know exactly what I want to do to get a good score. I want to shoot the cannon. If I can manage it. And there we go. Yeah, yeah, I'm trying to think what else. I don't know. I mean, for as good Williams is, they do have some rather questionable machines as well, like machines that are a bit on the shit side. I mean, they're not as common as other companies. And I mean, and the thing about pinball is, no matter how much people call a machine shit, there is always going to be someone out there who sucks at it just as bad as I suck at this. No. There's always going to be someone out there who can find a good time in it. Even if they hate the machine, it's pinball, so usually they can have a, if they know how to play and they enjoy playing pinball, then it doesn't matter how bad the machine is, they usually play it because it's there. I mean, I'm trying to think, there is one, what is it? Indie-Polis, maybe? That's a bit, not that memorable. But then again, there's a difference between not memorable and bad. What am I thinking of? No, actually, an example of a bad machine, like a machine I just can't stand, is the Star Wars trilogy by Sega. I had one for about a couple weeks, I think, and it just did not work. And speaking of not working, I can't really play right now. But yeah, I don't know. That machine, it just did not work, and yeah, that was a bad game, but I'm gonna call it there. Yeah, you know what? Actually, you're right about that. There was a good amount of Sega games that are just not very good. Striker Extreme, that's one of them, but that's like the first turn after they got brought back. What else is pretty iffy? I played GoldenEye. I liked GoldenEye. I haven't played an Apollo 13. I had a Maverick for a while, but that was like Data East transfer game, like the game between Data East and Sega. That machine was really fun, but it just started having problems because reliability, but the display worked on it, which is a plus because it's a big display. But oh well, like what can I say? Anyway, but thanks for stopping by and watching. This is the like my first stream, so thanks for sticking by. Really means a lot. I mean, I might try streaming tomorrow if you guys are interested, but if you want, I also have a YouTube channel which already has some videos on it that I've done over the years from when I started collecting machines, which is just eGames Arcade on YouTube. And yeah, so thank you for watching, and especially thank you Hexter too. She's been a great person to talk to. Alright then, have a good night or day depending on where you are. See ya.